First and foremost, I want to give all the praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachakwadash, that belongs to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations, much love and respect to you, Akim, out there pushing this word out in truth and sincerity. The title of this lesson is, this Larry Ellison interview is all about the coming MOTB system. And this is what they're ushering in. You know, and like we keep blowing the trumpet on the fact that Trump has all the people in place to set up this infrastructure. Okay. And when you listen to this interview, he's basically going into the system that's getting ready to be built, you know, and of course they're gonna put it in a way where it seems like it's beneficial to the people. But the question is, if the serpent had a commercial to Eve, right, about the partaking of that fruit, what would he say about it? He would say everything good about it. He would give you all the benefits and leave out the negative effects or minimize it. This is what they're doing when it comes to this present system that they're getting ready to set up. So I'm going to play this, and I might go through the whole thing. But the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to read the scriptures, right, which is our guideline. This is Revelations 13:11. It says, "And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon." Now, the two horns represent the Democratic Republican type systems. You have the same type of system in the UK, same type of system in Canada, all throughout the beast systems. Okay. Now, the beast is the Roman Empire. Now it's been revived as what? The NATO and the EU nations. Okay, it says, "And he exerciseth all the power of the first beast before him," which is the Roman Empire, the ancient Roman Empire, "and causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed." Because this system is built after the Roman Empire system. You have a Senate. You know, they have all different, when you look at the structure, it's just like the Roman system. That's why in order for them to have created the EU, which used to be called the European Economic Community, the EEC, it was the treaty that they made was called the Treaty of Rome. Okay. Trump just went to a Super Bowl, and it happened to be in a Super Bowl called Caesar Superdome or something like that. You understand what I'm saying? So these things are all tied to the Roman Empire. Okay? And there's a lot more that I could go into. But the point is, they're going to worship this beast, meaning they're going to bow down to this system. Okay? This image. It says, and he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven. Oh, Salakia. Let's read 12 again. It says, "And he exerciseth all the power of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and them that dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed." Now, like you said, that's the ancient Roman Empire, who came out of power and came back into power during the Renaissance period, right? You had Cesare Borgia, the Borgia family, right? That was the beginning of the beast coming back into power, right? The beast meaning the ancient Roman Empire, where the Edomites were ruling, okay? Because the Borgias were Edomites, just like the Rothschilds and these banking families today are Edomites, all right? So let's go into this word worship. The hell's going on here? Don't even see. Okay, Salaki. Okay, I see it now. Worship. We got proskuneo, and it says to kiss the hand towards one in token of reverence. Among the Orientals, especially the Persians, to fall upon the knees and to touch the ground with the forehead as an expression of profound reverence. In the New Testament, by kneeling in prostration to do homage to one or make obeisance, whether in order to express respect or to make supplication. Right, and how are you going to make supplication? How are you going to express that you're 100% down with this system and you reverence it? Through taking that mark. Okay, and that's what they're setting up to push out there. Trump, Larry Ellison, Elon Musk, all these devils are setting up for that. They're setting up the system for that particular reason. This is what AI is going to be used for, to control everything, to know everything, to govern everything. It says used of homage shown to men and beings of superior rank. Okay, and that's what they're going to, first of all, this AI is superior rank to you people. Okay? You understand? And who controls the AI? These Amalekites. Esau, Edom. That's the spirit right under here. It says the Jewish high priest, right? Of course, it's speaking about the our people, the true Israelites, but we don't call ourselves Jewish, right? So those are the ones that are actually behind the small high priest on the left hand side, are behind this this technology. They're going to be in control of it. All right. So let's go back. Verse 13, it says, and he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the sight of in the sight of men, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles. His technology, and he's going into the miracles in this particular interview as well, right? The miracles, the healings that it can do, it can give you, it can put MR to the N and the A into your DNA to customize juice for your particular blood type and all these things that they're speaking about. And there's people who have stories about, these things actually healed me and so on and so forth. They're going to bring that out. Okay, they're going to bring those things out, but they're not going to tell you the after effects. They're not going to tell you what really happened to those people behind closed doors, because you have to remember, this is counterfeit miracles. This is counterfeit spiritual power on the left-hand side. Okay? So there's always negative effects. It says, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast which had the wound by a sword and did live. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should boast of, that the image of the beast should boast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. Okay, so there's going to be a persecution of those that are not down with the system that they're getting ready to enforce. Okay, it says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. And we know that mark, the word is charagma, right? The root is karax. We know what that's all about. The karax is a palisade, which is the same shape as the device they put the charagma, which is the chip inside. Okay, so these things are all spiritual and it all lines up. You understand? It all lines up. Okay, this is what they're setting up. This is what Larry Ellison. This is what Trump, DJ Trump. He's going against the deep state. He's not going against no deep state. All right. He's bought and paid for. That's why Elon Musk is running the show. He's putting his foot on the desk. His kid is telling him to shut up. You're not even the president. Okay? Get the hell out of here. And Trump looked like he wanted to put the kid to death. Like this was the ancient Roman Empire. He would have him impaled, man. I mean, that's how he looked at the kid, man. Like, I should put this little nigga, this little demon to death. That's how he was looking at him. Okay? And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the number or the name of the beast or the number of his name. And when you talk to these stupid right-wing people, you tell them, listen, he's playing for the same team as the left. You know, they're part of the same beast. They're going the same direction. They'll tell you, no, it's part of a bigger plan. He's playing 4D chess. Like, literally, I have there's people that I know that have sent me text messages saying this. You know, because they're completely zombified and bewitched by this guy Trump. But anyways, you're gonna see, man. He's gonna bring. I believe he's gonna be the one to bring in this system. Well, he's doing it now. Forget about I believe. He's doing it now. He's setting up the infrastructure for the MOTB system right now, and he's doing it aggressively. Okay, he said that these data centers have to be installed. It's an emergency, so he's putting that funding to get that installed quickly, and the data centers are going to be able to hold all of that information. Okay, like Amazon, when you deal with Amazon and these different what do you call it? These different clouds. You know, when you deal with IT, right? These different clouds, these Amazon, Azure, these different companies, they have different data centers, right? When let's say if a company wants to transition their data into the cloud instead of having it in a hard copy where it's harder to maintain and so on, it's not as scalable, whatever the case may be, they can put it into a cloud, which would have to be, would be in these different data centers using these different companies like Amazon and Google, Azure, so on and so forth. And that's what can hold a lot of data. So he's trying to build something that can hold the data. They're trying to build these particular infrastructures that can hold the data of the whole earth. Your medical information. I'm talking about everybody on the planet. The medical information, their driving record, their social credit score, every information about them. What's their favorite food? All the information that they need, they're gonna have in that database. Okay, so you're not gonna be able to hide anything. What did you spend that money on? How much did you spend? Blah 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 blah. What's his patterns? Blah 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 blah. This is what they're looking for. Information. This is what this new system is all about. It says, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. Now, when you deal with this six, think about Elon Musk. He's obsessed with this letter X, right? The first letter in the first character of the 6 is an X. Look. The Chi Shi stigma. Let me see how Esau says it.
Strong's G 5516. Chi Xi stigma.
Right. So
Chi Xi stigma.
So that's it. So the Chi stigma, right? Chi Xi stigma. So the Chi is an X. The Chi is an X character. Okay, this is not by coincidence. This guy loves this X thing. He even named his son X. The weirdo that he is, he named his son X. What the hell? He's obsessed with X. He was trying to change PayPal's name to X. There's a spiritual reason behind it. Okay, it's spiritual. Listen, the left hand is also spiritual. Okay, they're spiritual on the left hand side. Okay, so anyways, so that's not a coincidence. That's not a coincidence. Okay, so let's go down to this interview. I'm trying to run through this interview because it'll take a lot of time if I got to go through everything and pause it every second. But sometimes the spirit gets on me to do that. I'm kind of like I kind of do it like Elder Apostle Gabar in some ways because we pause a lot, and I can't even help it sometimes. But I'm gonna try to make it go through as much as possible.
Where it's taking us and its implications, particularly for a lot of the people who are here today who are in government.
Well, about 18 months ago, when we began to fully grasp what the people at OpenAI, ChatGPT had achieved, a level of artificial intelligence that would actually advance human thinking. Where we created neural networks that could answer questions that human brains would struggle with. When we thought,
I have to stop it. This is an important part. He wants to advance human thinking. What have we been going through for the past week about what's her name? What's her goddamn name? Alice Bailey. In the age of enlightenment, she said that humans would have to become more enlightened in this new age. They would have to become more enlightened in this new age, meaning they would have to be more intelligent. He said that this AI is going to advance human thinking. Now, how would it be able to advance human thinking? Just by you asking it questions? No, ultimately, by it being placed inside of you is what these devils are going to be doing. You understand? That's what they're going to pitch to you. That you're going to be a higher being with these things inside of you.
When we came to grips with that, I made a speech and I said, "Is artificial?"
Let's bring that back.
Created neural networks that could answer questions that human brains would struggle with. When we came to grips with that, I artificial intelligence that would actually advance human thinking. Where we created neural networks that could answer questions that human brains would struggle with. When we came to grips with that, I made a speech and I said, "Is artificial intelligence the most important discovery in the history of humankind?" And question mark, maybe. We'll soon find out. 18 months later, I think it's very, very clear. It is a much bigger deal than the Industrial Revolution, electricity, everything that's come before. We will soon have not only artificial intelligence, but much sooner than anticipated, artificial general intelligence, and not in too distant future, artificial superintelligence. What is artificial and superintelligence? I'll quote my dear friend Elon Musk. Well, Elon said about artificial superintelligence, "I'm not looking forward to being a house cat."
I mean,
so we will have incredible reasoning power, the ability to discover things that would elude human minds, because this next generation of AI is going to reason so much faster, discover insights so much faster, whether it's being able to diagnose cancer in early stages, or design therapies, custom design vaccines for those cancers, custom made for your genomics and your specific tumor antigens. So that is one of the things that in medicine, we'll see revolutions in diagnostics and in therapeutics.
That's part.
As you know, Tony.
That's part of the miracles. That's part of the miracles. Getting those, being able to diagnose you right away and to get you what you need and to calculate your blood DNA and blah, 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 blah. Well, let me get 2 Thessalonians real quick. This is 2 Thessalonians 2 and verse 8. It says, "Then the man of lawlessness will be revealed." That's Esau, Edom. But this is in the NLT, by the way. "But the Lord Yahushua will kill him with the breath of his mouth and destroy him by the splendor of his coming. This man will come to do the work of Satan." That's what they're coming. They're doing the work of Satan. with counterfeit power and signs and miracles. He will use every kind of evil deception to fool those on their way to destruction. He's going to show you how great, he's going to tell you all the great things about this system. All the great things that this can bring, you know. He's not going to tell you anything negative. Oh, it can heal you. It can do this and that. It can make you more intelligent. It can do this and that. And right, the age of enlightenment, of course, right? And all these different things. But he's not going to tell you the negative side effects. He's not going to tell you about the people who caught radiation poisoning. He's not going to tell you about, anything, right? But the scriptures speak about what? A grievous sore coming upon those that have the mark. They're not going to be telling you about those things if they start popping up. No, they're not going to say it. They're going to try to keep it under wraps, right? Until everyone has it, right? That's their plan. It says, Salakia, he will use every kind of evil deception to fool those on their way to destruction, because they refuse to love and accept the truth that would save them. That's the facts. That's the facts. You understand what I'm saying? So hey, he's using all the deception he can, just like the serpent that he is.
We started a project where we're gathering satellite imagery from Kenya to California, and we can predict crop yields. So we could actually tell a farmer, a country, whether they're going to exceed what they expect from this year's harvest, or they're going to have a shortfall and they need to start preparing that. We can tell individual farmers that a part of their fields need additional irrigation. Part of the field needs additional fertilizer. So we can improve yields in individual farms, and then we can do that on a much larger scale, where we can improve yields across countries and even entire regions of the world. I can go on and on, but AI will fundamentally change our lives in medicine, in agriculture, in robotics, across the board.
I mean, just to give some sense of this and how it applies to government. So obviously in things like healthcare, but I guess also in things like education, also in maybe the type of seeds that farmers will use for their crops. I mean, there's a whole series of innovations, and maybe just to because I think people are familiar with the concept of artificial general intelligence, artificial super intelligence, but just give us a sense of what that's going to mean to the development of science.
Well, science
and they're going to use these artificial intelligence to govern. There's no more need no need for human error. We got the artificial intelligence that can help us. And also to do particular jobs. Artificial general intelligence are going to take even more jobs. And we know that scriptural, dealing with what? The grinders ceasing. The scriptures say the grinders shall cease. Okay? There's not going to be much work for Egypt, man. It tells you that in Isaiah the 19th chapter. There's not going to be any more work for Egypt. Which is Babylon the Great, which is America.
As science develops, of course, it has incredible economic and social consequences. So you just mentioned a couple of examples. As you know, we are busily trying to design a next generation of rice that grows in salt water. We are busily trying to design the next generation of maize that fixes nitrogen from the atmosphere. So
so he's boasting of great things. Let's go a little bit further. We don't need to list every single piece. Just want to get the main point.
AI help a government operate more efficiently, more effectively, give a more direct and better service to the citizen.
Well, we have these modern financial systems. So, countries can, and for example, Oracle has this thing called Fusion Financials. And Fusion Financials is chock full of AI agents that help you do a better job predict what supplier might be late, what supplier again might not deliver on time. It helps you put things out for bid if you want to bid things. It knows that certain transactions are confidential. Sometimes military transactions are confidential. It helps you procure things, manage the budget, see what agencies are likely to go over budget. So you can tell early on something in the fourth month if an agency is going to miss their budget, and if necessary, take corrective measures. And just like you can know early on if your farmers, if your agricultural output is going to miss its targets, and you're going to have a crop shortfall, you can take action by futures crops from other areas. The AI system will help you do that. But again, the secret is to get all of that data in one place.
So he wants to get all the data of all these different countries, all worldwide, the medical data, the farming data, this data, that data, all the data in a central place to be controlled, right? Now, what's going to be the thing that's going to bring that all together? Eventually, it's going to be that microchip, the micro chip. It's going to bring all of that together where all your information is on that chip. That's what Aaron Russo said. Let's go. I'm going to have to get that interview with Aaron Russo about Nick Rockefeller, man. Because that's what he said, where everything is on it. Total control. Okay? This is what it is. This is what it's all about. This is what is being built right now. Okay? And even in this interview, he mentioned about having all the medical information there. Oh, that's the only way for us to really make it efficient. Yeah, because they want to get it's all about information right now. They get all that information together and let the super what do you call it, super AI or general AI, be able to work, because it needs information to work. The AI needs information to work. Okay, it can't work without information. Right, that's why they have these different AIs and all these different apps. You got it in Google now. You have it in Snapchat. You have it in all of these different things. All these different things. They have AI now, or a lot of them. Okay, you just have an AI bot there that's willing to ask questions. They're gathering information as well, right? So let's go to It's pretty much it on that. Let's go to the interview with Nick Rockefeller. No, not Nick Rockefeller. Aaron Russo. And Alex Jones. All right. Yeah. I don't really want to list it up. Maybe not right now. I want to get the point about the micro C-hip. Could have been Nick Rockefeller. Let's see.
You got 30% of the vote. You were having an effect. You made mad as hell. They knew that you'd started the Constitution Party. Yeah. They knew that you were somebody who was taking action and getting things done. You'd already made some big films, had a lot of other successes. Right. So they were trying to recruit you. And didn't it come down to the point of, hey, we are here to recruit you, and don't worry, your chip's going to say, don't mess with us. This guy's don't touch.
Yeah, yes, that did happen. Now, I was definitely being recruited, but it's more subtle than that.
Well, in your words, just go through the process, and then what he said.
Well, what it is remember, we were friends, and we used to come to my house a lot. We'd have dinner, we'd talk, and he'd tell me about business investments, how you get involved in, or they would help me with this business investment or that business investment. And was I interested in joining the Council on Foreign Relations? I would have to get a letter to join them, but was I interested in that? And, just stuff, leading you on. And I used to say to him that I never really did that because, that wasn't where I was coming from. As much as I like you, Nick, your ways and my ways, we're on the opposite side of the fence. I don't believe in enslaving people, and
And he would come back with, "Oh, I do." Or,
Well, it would be more like, you
it's
know.
better for them.
Well, it's more like, you know, how do I put it? It was like, what do you care about them? What do you care about those people? What difference does it make to you? Take care of your own life. Do the best you can for you and your family. What do the rest of the people mean to you? They don't mean anything to you. They're just serfs. They're just people. You know, it was just a lack of caring, you know, and that's just not who I was. It was just sort of like cold, you know. It was just like cold, you know, and
let's go to the and guess we're kind of like that on the right hand side. We're kind of cold towards these people on the right hand side, but that's not what I want. I want dealing with the micro. See, and they make it hard to find. This used to be everywhere, man. Now they make the video about him speaking about the micro C hip. Now you got to search and search and search. I know it's within this, but do I really want to go through an hour video? I might have to. Let's see.
In those chips.
There we go. Here it is.
The ultimate goal that these people have in mind is the goal to create a one world government.
This is the ultimate goal. When I just showed you the video, that video was of Larry Ellison. He was at the world. They called it the World Government Summit. They're trying to create a world government ultimately. This is the goal. This is why they want all that information in the database. They want all that information gathered together from all these different countries, all these different places. Because this is the goal, is to have a one world government. Okay? Just like the Tower of Babel. But what did the Lord do with the Tower of Babel? Let's get this. I'm not even sure what I would type in for that right now. Babel beginning his kingdom. Therefore, his name Babel because the Lord did come. Right. So let's go Genesis 11. And I'll start at verse 1. It says universal language, Babel, confusion. They're trying to create a universal government, you know, universal. They're trying to make everybody one. Okay. You know, it says, and the whole earth was of one language and of one speech. Matter of fact, let's go to this word language. I know it's Lasha 1. Should be at least. Oh no, it's not. It's not actually. It says Shapah. Word for language here, Shapah, which says lip, language, speech, shore, bank, brink. Bank? That's very interesting. The fact that the word bank is here. That's very, very interesting, Akim, that the fact that the word bank is within the definition of language. Right? Because they're not going to have a central bank that deals with what the digital currency for the one world government. So the word for language here, one of the definitions is bank. Now let's go to what the word bank means. There's multiple ways you can describe it, I'm sure, right? It says a bank is a financial institution that accepts deposits and makes loans. Wow. Banks may also offer other services such as wealth management, currency exchange, and safe deposit boxes. Okay, so we know we know what a bank. Let's go to the etymology. Let's go to the etymology. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. It says the word bank comes from the word. Right. I remember that. The word bank comes from the Italian word banco, which means bench. Yes, I remember that. The word was used to describe the counter where money changers did business, and eventually came to refer to the shop itself. Very, very interesting, Akim. Okay, this word This word shapah for language, going back to the Tower of Babel, one of the definitions is bank. They're coming for the world. They're coming. They're creating. They're going to create a world bank. It's about getting everybody together in this financial system. Okay, where they're going to have a world currency as well. The Lord is going to confound this movement again. The Lord's going to confound this movement again. This is amazing. Wow. Brink, brim, side, edge, border, binding, lip as body part. A lot of things in Hebrew, they have dual meanings, a lot of words. It's language, edge, shore, bank. Wow. Okay. You can't tell me that's not spiritual. Let's read this again. It's Genesis 11:1. It says, and the whole earth was of one language, or one bank, and one speech. Right? Let's look up speech now. The word speech is dabar, which is word dabar, right? Or dabar yum. Dabar yum. Speech, word, speaking, thing, saying, utterance, words, business, occupation, acts. It's funny, the word business is in here too. Occupation, acts, matter, case, something, manner, right? Yeah. Interesting. Hold on, let me just make sure. I want to get all the meat off of that bone. It says a word, a matter, or thing, adverbially. It says decree, right? Counsel, eloquent, right? Yeah. Could look at that as, speaking the same things, right? Could look at that as that as well, because because the reason I say it could be looked at that as speaking the same things is because you're not going to be able to say certain things in this NWO, this new system they're setting up. You're going to have to be of the mindset that they want you to be of, and if you're not, you become a threat. And they're going to be able to watch and hear everything, right? Because even going back to Ellison Bailey, she said that this new age is, part of it is they have to speak right. They have to speak right things, and right things to them is wickedness. Okay. Affirming their system, worshiping the beast. So, anyways, Salakia went through that whole rant, but that was some good information we got there. It says, and it came to pass, as they journeyed from the east, that they found a plain in the land of Shinar, and they dwelt there. And they said one to another, go to, let us make brick and burn them thoroughly. And they had brick for stone, and slime had they for mortar. And they said, go to, let us build us a city and a tower, whose top may reach unto heaven, and let us make us a name, lest we be scattered abroad upon the face of the earth, the whole earth. And Yahweh came down to see says and Yahweh came down to see the city and the tower which the children of men builded. And Yahweh said, behold, the people is one, and they have all one language, and this they begin to do. And now nothing will be restrained from them, which they have imagined to do. Go to, let us go down, and therefore confound their language, because it's all about disobedience and rebellion against the Heavenly Father. This is why Nimrod was doing that then, and this is why they're doing that now, doing this now. Okay? That they may not understand one another's speech. So the Lord scattered them abroad from thence upon the face of the whole of all the earth, and they left off to build the city. Okay, so the bottom line is the Lord confounded the languages, created different languages, right? So they weren't just speaking the ancient Hebrew anymore. They were also speaking different languages. But it's very interesting that word language also goes into bank. That's all spiritual, because this is we're setting what's coming right now is a mark of the beast system, which is dealing with which a major part of it is financial. Okay, so let's go back to Aaron Russo, Salakia.
Run by the banking industry.
What did he say? Run by the banking industry. As soon as I pressed it back, he said, "Run by the banking industry." It's all about that bank, and it's going to be a central bank. They may have different branches, but it's all tied to that same central bank, because it's going to be a world government.
Run by the banking industry.
Let's run this back a bit.
The ultimate goal that these people have in mind is the goal to create a one world government run by the banking industry, run by the bankers, and they're doing it in sections. The European currency, the euro, and the European Constitution is one part of it. Now they're trying to do it in America with the North American Union, right? And they want to create a new currency called the Amero, right? And the whole agenda is to create a one world government where everybody has an RFID chip implanted in them. All money is to be in those chips, right? There'll be no more cash. And this is getting me straight from Rockefeller himself. This is what they want to accomplish. And all money will be in your chips. And so instead of having cash, anytime you have money in your chip, they can take out whatever they want to take out whenever they want to. If they say you owe us this much money in taxes, they just deduct it out of your chip digitally.
Total control.
Total control. And if you're like me or you, and you're protesting what they're doing, they can just turn off your chip. And you have nothing. You can't buy food. You can't do anything. It's total control of the people.
And that chip's connected to a database that has your purchasing records, what you do.
Everything is in there, you know? And so they want a one world government controlled by them, everybody being chipped, all your money in those chips, and they control the chips, and they control people, and you become a slave. You become a serf to these people. That's their goal. That's their intentions.
Eric, can you be specific about when you met Rockefeller, how it happened in these discussions?
I met Rockefeller through a female attorney I knew who called me up one day and said, one of the Rockefellers would like to meet you. I had made a video called Mad as Hell, and he'd seen the video and wanted to meet me and knew I was running for governor of Nevada. So sure, I'd love to meet him. And I met him, and I liked him, and he was a very, very smart man. And we used to talk and share ideas and thoughts. And he's the one who told me 11 months before 9/11 ever happened that there was going to be an event. Never told me what the event was going to be, but there was going to be an event. And out of that event, we're going to invade Afghanistan to run pipelines from the Caspian Sea. We were going to invade Iraq, to take over the oil fields, establish a base in the Middle East, and make it all part of the New World Order. And we go after Chavez in Venezuela.
So as you can see, he had that inside information, right? And one of the things he mentioned was the C-HIP, the chip. Okay, so that's the ultimate goal. All these things you're seeing, they're setting up for that, right? And they got to move quick because they understand their time is almost over. They're seeing all these chariot sightings and so on and so forth. So Esau is getting nervous. So that's all I wanted to say with that. Lord willing, this was edifying to the elect. And I'll say shalom.